What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So, King Samlock on Instagram, who is one of the designers on the Transformers brand at Hasbro, he put up some official images behind the scenes, and also he put up a caption here talking about a little bit of the development process of this Titan class tidal wave figure. So I'm gonna read the caption, give you guys my thoughts on this caption, and then I'm gonna go through the images and give y'all my thoughts on these images as always. So let's read this, and I quote, I'm gonna do a little bit of a voice acting here. Tidal wave, tidal wave, tidal wave. With the daunting chant on impending doom and having been officially announced at Cybertron Fest Singapore, let's get into the details of Titan Tidal Wave. With the launch of Legacy United, we knew that there was no greater time to revisit the character at the Titan scale. This guy was a blast to work on, but we had so many priorities we needed to define out of the gate. As a Titan, Tidal Wave needed to deliver a large-scale super-articulated robot. As a vehicle, he needed to deliver a large, flying, aquatic warcraft, which needed to be assembled out of three smaller vehicle form factors: the Dark Fleet. Tidal Wave needed to combine with Armada Megatron to create Burning Megatron, and we felt that he needed to have an alt mode that was achievable without the need to separate the vehicles in assembly. I'd like to say that we were able to achieve 4 out of the 5, but in the end, we did them all. I don't know how to pronounce this name correctly. Let me know in the comments. Sorry about this, guys. Sogu-san, Hisui-san, or whatever, was an absolute rock star to work with on this project and continued to find incredible solutions in delivering such a massive undertaking. He continued to push this figure forward despite all the curveballs that we threw to him. In the end, Tidal Wave delivers a super articulated Titan robot with waist, ankle, clever butterfly shoulders, wrist, and neck. His chest weaponry, all 8 turret points, are articulated for rotation, with the larger 4 featuring articulated barrels and 5mm ports for blast effect compatibility. In addition, his palm cannons also used 5mm ports that can be utilized in robot and alt mode. Tidal Wave's color spec is primarily based on the Armada animation, with a few pieces of influence from the original toy, similar to Armada Megatron. And then for a separate alt mode post that he did on Instagram, he had this different caption, which gives us a little bit more information, so I'm going to read this here, and I quote, "We decided early on the importance of delivering the Dark Fleet as 3 separate vehicles to align to the original toy and the consistent on-screen combination sequence that took place on screen. Due to this figure being super articulated, we would not be able to have him transform from robot to combined warcraft without separating the vehicle forms. In order to avoid having him be referred to as a parts former, we introduced a secondary alt mode as a battle station / weapons fortress." And then for the combined Burning Megatron mode, he said here, in order to combine with Megatron to create Burning Megatron, miniature versions of the Dark Fleet can be extracted from various parts of Tidal Wave in order to combine. To avoid being left with a partial Titan during the combination, we introduced a secondary transformation to the hands to keep them intact so that a very intact Titan figure remains. The miniature versions are able to be displayed as a mini Dark Fleet vehicles that convert into their armored accessories for Megatron. To assist with the added weight of components and to deliver a more frightening Megatron, foot extensions are included to raise the character's height, along with the ability to port the arm weaponry into the sides of the arms or the upper shoulders. So that is all he wrote for the information. Not a whole lot. It's a lot of, just talking about the figure's features, but man, this guy, from what we can infer here from this caption, they did put a lot into this guy, a lot of work and the thought. So I really do commend them on that. And from what we could tell, this looks like it's going to be one of the best, or if not the best, Titan class figure we've ever gotten from the Transformers line. So let's look, before we take a look at these images, I just want to talk about another thing from this caption. So he mentions how they were really trying not to make this guy a parts former. So I don't know, it's a bit strange to me that they were really listening to the haters online when it comes to parts former stuff. And I mean, this is just my opinion. If you absolutely hate Parts forming on Transformers, that's your opinion. You could have that opinion, whatever. If you're asking me and a bunch of other people out there, we don't give two you-know-whats about certain parts forming pieces here and there on a figure, or parts forming at all, to be honest with you. So just the fact that they're listening to fans like that on the internet, it really shows that they're really trying to appease everybody, especially in the past few years with the whole shared universe thing, going back to what Generations used to be when it first started, putting the S in the Generations name. I really have to commend them for the amount of effort and thought that they put into this Titan class figure. So let's look at these images. So we got a front and side profile in the back of this guy. It's worth noting that the back panel where you see the extra pieces for the burning Megatron mode, that panel can actually flip up, I think, and you wouldn't be able to see the fake pieces behind him. So I don't know why they didn't render that version, but I guess they wanted to show that, hey, the extra parts for burning Megatron store within his chest region, which is cool. I really do like that storage. And he was mentioning the hands, and the other part of burning Megatron stores on his forearms, and it's a part of his fingers there. And I'm going to talk about that here a little bit more in depth later on in the video. So you see here size comparison with the past two Titan figures minus Metroplex, and he's the shortest one. He's 19 inches. I'm pretty sure Nemesis was about 22 inches, and the Arc was either 20 or 21 inches. I'm just going off from memory. I can't remember for sure. I said this before in the past Tidal Wave videos the past few days, but I don't know, man. For over $200 after tax and shipping, you're paying like around $230 for this guy. I don't know. Him being the smallest Titan, it rubs me the wrong way a little bit. But again, I do know why they did it. It was for scaling reasons, and maybe, but I don't know this for sure. It's more so for scaling reasons, in my opinion. But probably budget reasons too. They have to cut back on certain things with Titan class. You could sort of see this in recent years with what they've been doing since 2021 with the Arc. No more minifigures that are really involved. No more major gimmicks with the figures, lights and sounds. More hollow parts on the Titan figures. So you could kind of see how that might fall in line with them sort of taking things away from Titan class in recent years. But I don't know. I think for the most part, it's for scaling reasons. They didn't want to make Tidal Wave too tall. You got a little product shot there of him posed up. They did mention he's got a nice butterfly joint. He's got a hinged neck, so it looks like he's going to be able to look up a lot and probably look down a lot too. He's probably going to have that double hinged neck similar to what we got with Cybertron Metroplex last year, so that'll be really nice to look forward to, especially with such a big and imposing character like Tidal Wave. It would be really important for him to look down in a more imposing, natural and dynamic way that you don't really get with a lot of mainline Hasbro Transformers. And looking at the base mode and the aircraft carrier mode, both look pretty good. Base mode, it's a typical mainline Hasbro Transformers base mode, nothing too much to go off of there. And the artwork, the packaging artwork, I tried to see if anybody was able to figure out who these characters are, and I tried myself to see if I knew who they were, but I really think these are just generic Armada Autobots, because if you remember in the Armada cartoon, they would always reuse character renders from the original G1 cartoon as like background Autobot or Decepticon soldiers during the war on Cybertron. So that might be what they're referencing here and doing within the artwork. But if it is actual characters, let me know in the comments below. Who do y'all think these are? But yeah, he's really causing some havoc in the seas. This is some beautiful artwork. I really love how Tidal Wave is just standing up in the ocean. And you could see him compared in vehicle mode next to Nemesis in the Arc. And yeah, that looks pretty good. And you got some more shots of the aircraft carrier. Looking pretty good. I've seen some people complain about this mode for whatever reason, but I don't know. I don't really think it looks too bad at all. It's pretty accurate from what we've seen before, in my opinion. And you get him split up into the 3 different forms for the Dark Fleet. And yeah, this looks really nice, man. They really knocked it out of the park, in my opinion, with this tidal wave. Another thing that I don't really like about this figure is he didn't come with his mini-con. I don't know, man. Again, this figure's over $200 when it's all said and done. I would really like for him to have at least some sort of mini-con, whether it's his mini-con or it's like a pack-in for, I don't know, Leader 1 or Spark Plug, something random like that. And here he is combined with Megatron, and you got the comparison shot with Armada Megatron there. So yeah, I think this height is pretty much accurate. You know, Armada purists might pull up some different screenshots from the show and be like, he's a few inches too tall. What the hell is this, Hasbro? You suck. You know, if you go back and watch the cartoon, his height really varied in the animation depending on what scene you're watching. Some scenes he's almost as tall as Megatron. Other scenes he's towering over Megatron and all the other Autobots and Decepticons. So I really do think they went with the right scale here, because if they did him at Commander class, I don't think he would have been as good, and I don't think the combined mode with Megatron would have been as good. It would have been way too many big pieces on that Megatron figure, and y'all know that figure, he doesn't have many ratcheted joints, so that would have been a recipe for disaster. And then you got some more images of the Dark Fleet there, looking pretty decent. This is the mini Dark Fleet, I should mention, where, you know, it's the fake pieces combined with the real pieces from Tidal Wave's hands there to combine for the Burning Megatron gimmick. So that's pretty cool of them that they made miniature versions. He did say in the comments that this was originally supposed to transform into a mini Tidal Wave figure as well. That would have been pretty cool, but again, not really necessary, and I don't really mind that they didn't go with that for the budget. And some more shots of the combined mode with Megatron. I know a lot of people don't like this mode at all for these characters, but I don't know, I think it's really cool. You know, I'm kind of a sucker for combined mode, so I really like this. I think it's a nice little feature for the 2 figures to have. And the last behind the scenes image here is talking about the hand feature that he mentioned. So when you take off those hand pieces for the combined mode with Megatron, you're left with just the thumb and the little finger bits. So what he's saying here is the center cannon can be used as a separate thumb piece, and then you can move the thumb over to form his other fingers if you want him to have substitute hands if you're using the combined mode with Megatron. Now, obviously it doesn't look the greatest. It's not as good as the regular hand configuration, but I do really like that they attempted to try and fix something like that. Again, it just goes into the amount of thought and engineering that they tried to put in this guy, and I really do think they succeeded in pretty much every way. It's just that he has no mini-con, and, you know, for the Titan class price point, again, I know why they did it for scaling reasons, but I don't know, I just wish, since he's a smaller Titan, that he came with a mini-con, or he came with some blast effects, or just something a little extra to make up for him being a smaller Titan figure. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Just a nice little behind the scenes and actually getting official images and 3D video 360 renders of this guy. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below, how are y'all liking this Titan class Tidal Wave figure? Are you guys getting him when the time comes to do so next summer in 2024? All my social medias are linked down below: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. My email is also down below if y'all want to hit me up about business inquiries, or if you want to message me about whatever, or if you want to commission a diorama from me, because I make dioramas for people for their stop motions photography or just regular display shelves in their homes. You could either hit me up on any of my social medias or just email me and we could work out a deal. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.